Hello YouTube, welcome to Case Technologies. In today's video I'm going to talk to you about how to make six figures in IT. So I did a similar video to this in the past about how to find an IT job. But in this video I want to talk specifically to, okay, what are the figures, what are the pay ranges that you should expect or you should be looking for. And I'm going to be using primarily Indeed.com and Monster.com. I'm going to be looking at several large markets in the United States, so I'm not familiar with what they're doing in places like Canada or Australia or the UK. I'm not sure. I just know what they're doing here in the US, and I'm going to show you how and what to look for when trying to hit six figures in the IT industry. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, keep in mind if you're in a relatively small market, the jobs might not pay that well, right? But don't let that discourage you. You can always get a remote position or something like that. So let's look at Washington, D.C. first. So if I was going to come here and you just want a regular job or developer job or something like that, those are easy to look for, right? So we're going to start off with the developer positions. And I know that's what the hot thing is now. You study computer science, you think software engineer or something, right? So you just click find jobs. All right, right off the bat, we have a position that's 80 to 130K. So we're going to say yes to that one. I just middle click that to open a new tab. And let's see if we can find at least one more. And you see here, this is 55,000. They want, I'm assuming that's .NET and Python and similar stuff. And this is an entry-level position. We're not really looking for that. We're looking for things that are in six figures. So, and we want to know what their requirements are, what they're looking for, so you can start to prepare for those right now. So this software automation engineer for Skyward Federal, it makes between 80 and 130K a year. So this is all the generic stuff. I generally skip over that. And this is when they say what you'll need, keyword need, they're really going to be looking and harping on these. So you need strong Ansible programming skills. You need strong Terraform programming skills. So right off the bat, you know, these are at the top. So you want to make sure you're familiar with Ansible. So it doesn't hurt to learn Ansible right now. I can tell you right now, I see a lot of jobs asking for this. It's big in DevOps right now. It's easy for one person to manage 1,000 servers. So that's a strong skill to have, right? You edge out your competition by having that. They don't need a big team. Terraform, same thing. If you're working with cloud products and want to set up environments quickly, you can spin them up with Terraform. Advanced automated script design, coding, debugging, and maintenance skills. All jargon. You simply want to have Bash or Python, right? You want to be able to script in one of those, right? You want to be competent in those, if not at least intermediate. All right, experience in CI/CD, so continuous integration, continuous deployment, and they're really going to be probably looking for Jenkins since that's in most people's environments. And SonarQube can be integrated into Jenkins, and you're going to have to be using some type of GitLab or Git repository to be storing your code. So you want to know those. Those are the strong points of your software engineer. You want to be able to have some type of coding language, for starters, that you're proficient in, or you're pretty much damn good because you're trying to make six figures. And then you want to be able to work with some type of continuous integration, continuous development software like Jenkins. And then you're going to need a repository where you can store your code and work with your team. And then they come with all of these. Once you're making six figures, you're going to have all of the other benefits that come with it. A fully vested 401k match up to 10%, 100% company paid comprehensive health care. And you have the federal holidays and 15 days personal leave. So you're going to have 3 weeks of vacation. And then you're going to have the 12 federal holidays, which is roughly 27 days or something off a year, right? You know they're going to have that. And this is the thing that people like to see right here. It's paying 80 to 130. So when you go in and negotiate, you can ask something around 100, 105. Really, maybe not 100. You might say 108, and then they'll bring you down close to 100 because they have to pay their bills too, right? As a recruiter. All right. So let's look at the other position right here in the Washington, D.C. area, which is in Reston, Virginia, right in Northern Virginia, 65 to 110. So you know their top end budget is probably around 110. So they're going to want you to have pretty much everything just to get six figures in this job, okay? And also in the D.C. area, clearances are big. Working for the federal government or contracting is huge. So they're talking about TS/SCI clearance here. And you're making between 65 to 110K. Java. You have to know Java, right? They're not really looking for any advanced degrees or anything like that, but you have to know Java. They have bonuses with this position as well. Health insurance, dental, vision, retirement, paid time off, and professional development assistance, and tuition reimbursements. Tuition reimbursement is like, for some companies, for lack of a better phrase or words, it's kind of like selling your soul. You know, some of them don't want you to leave, so stay clear of these sometimes. I don't like to participate in them because they say, hey, you can't leave for a year, 18 months, or for every dollar you spend, you earn a portion of it back. Stay clear of those. All right? Now, this job, like I said, you're going to have to be pretty much topped out in Java to get the top pay. So keep that in mind, but that's what companies are looking for. This isn't very detailed. It's Java, J2, EE, database development, JavaScript. So it seems like you're going to be more on the web side of things, but it doesn't speak to the actual infrastructure. It's just saying you're going to be using Java, JavaScript, so a lot of web technologies. So these are the things you would have to learn and be proficient at to land a six-figure job like this. So let's go over to a different market. And we're going to say Silicon Valley, California. Another large market. We're going to say software engineer. All right. And let me turn on some of my filters. And we're going to do 80. We don't want anything to come up less than that. We want to do, well, the top end is the top end, right? Let's just have that too. Let's see if we can find anything listing. So not so much listing a pay range here. Let's see, so we get something on the second page. Here we go. This is in Palo Alto. It's probably going to be difficult out here because they're so competitive and the software engineers just jump from company to company. So they're probably not going to put their pay rates. But here at O1 Labs, or Big, I guess it's Big O1 Labs, they're paying from 117 to 150, which is pretty typical out there. It's not unheard of for people to start off making six figures in those areas. I've worked for a FANG company before, and I've seen it happening. All right, so this is a cryptocurrency project they want you to be working on here. Our OCaml DSL for writing Z-key snarks, a cryptographic primitive for certified computation. Not really familiar with that. We're gonna write all types of the VM has to be efficient inside the snarks. Working on the core networking, cryptography, and reliability aspects of the protocol. So you have to know all this functional programming and language theory, security, distributed systems, cryptography, cryptocurrency. So it seems like, yeah, okay. So right here they have their years of software development and functional programming. And this, I would expect you to require a bachelor's degree, where you would know about cryptography, heavily have a lot of knowledge about cryptography, and be able to do all the programming language theory that the concepts that they're referring to. So keep that in mind. You have to be pretty senior there or experienced there. 2 to 3 years of experience what they have. So let's look over on Monster. I'm going to close the other tabs. We're just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go to another market. And this is just how you do. You just keep searching, find the city nearest you, or where you're willing to move to, if that's something too. And New York is another market. I don't know if people will be wanting to go there right now with the COVID situation, but we're going to put something in there, and we're going to do something different. We're going to do systems engineer. And we're going to say, okay, what are they looking for in their systems engineers, and what are they actually paying them? Let's see, computer systems engineer, senior systems engineer. All right. All right, here we go. The estimated salary is $108,000 to $122,000. We're going to blow this up. This is tiny. It's actually in Edison, New Jersey. So they want you to have 2 years of IT experience, must include 1 year of experience using Studio 5000, PSpice simulation, and MATLAB. In lieu of bachelor's degree, we will accept a bachelor's degree or foreign equivalent. Travel and relocation is required. So you have to be there on site is what they're looking for, which most jobs are. And no other details besides that. Let's look at what CyberCoders has. Okay. So this has a very competitive salary, up to $95,000. So this is going to be just shy of 6 figures. So it may be what you look for, it may not. And this is actually in New York. And this is just a generic thing for any systems engineer. And this is Windows based because they're asked for Active Directory, Group Policy, DNS, DHCP, Radius Authentication, and Mobile Device Management. Basic networking skills, you're going to have that. Windows and Office 365, DFS setup and maintenance, which is a storage solution. AWS and Azure experience, setup, configuration, design, and support. Again, here it is, scripting, batch, and PowerShell. If you're not familiar with scripting, definitely take a look at our scripting videos for that. They have 401k, bonuses, and catered lunches, so that might be a perk to you. If they can provide you with lunch and you don't have to pay, that might be something you're actually interested in. And that, at the end of the year, it could come out to actually total comp 6 figures. All right, let's click on a few more. Here we go. All right. Let's do this one. All right. This is in Jersey City, New Jersey. Now they're asking for a lot from the systems engineer, but they're paying $121 to $154. So I already see it right now. They say they want you to support server administration and production and non-production environments. Of course, support performance tuning and testing, troubleshooting and resolve issues, manage the restoration of high severity incidents, and this is the one, the backbreaker right here. This is why you're getting 15 to 20K. I've seen people leave jobs and quit because they were called in on the weekend when they're supposed to go out with their family, go with the girlfriends or boyfriends, and they say they just can't handle it. You do that to a person 4 or 5 times out the year, and they might quit on you. But this is why they're giving you a little bit more bump in pay, just so that they can have someone who's willing to take this position. So keep that in mind. If the dirtier the job, or if it's nights, you do get differential bonuses or increases, salary increases because of that, right? That's what I always tell my students. If you want to break into IT fast, the first thing is take a night job, 3rd shift job. Second thing, if you want to bump your pay up, take a night job, right? Take the job that no one wants, 2nd shift, 3rd shift. That's where the barriers to entry are lower, and that's where you can actually bump up your pay a lot faster. So let's look at what they're talking about. Bachelor's degree or equivalent experience, InterSystems cache knowledge, proficiency in Unix or Linux. So this is a Linux shop. It's not a Windows shop, so keep that in mind. If you don't know Linux, you would have to look for that. So always think about, okay, when you're doing your path, are you going to be a Linux person or a Windows person? I use both because I had that in my past and I have a little bit of networking background. But you really want to be proficient, and then you want to become an expert. And that is the key words. You want to look for those 3 words: subject matter expert. That's a SME. I'll say it again. Subject matter expert. That's how you get top dollar. Knowing your domain of knowledge. Also, they're asking for database knowledge, meaning you can go in the database and not screw it up. You basically want to be able to do queries, but that's pretty much simple if you use some type of GUI-based system like like PHP admin or one of the other GUI-based database applications, and you can just do all your queries through that. As long as you don't hammer it with queries, you'll be fine not to bring it down. They're also saying Java or Apache Tomcat administration and scripting knowledge. There you go. Scripting is going to be the most common thing, regardless if you're going to be a systems engineer or a software engineer. You're going to have to know the basics of programming and basics of scripting to get to 6 figures. All right. Thanks for watching the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. And hit that bell for notifications.